Man United have finally got their act together and started acting like a big club again. When Erik Ten Hag was appointed, a lot of football fans around the world thought this could be the manager that really does bring Man United kicking and screaming into the modern era of football. In this post-Sir Alex Ferguson world, nothing at Manchester United has been connected, from the players to the manager to the backroom staff to the directors and the fans. Everything has been all over the place. But this transfer window, Man United are on the cusp of some important incomings, but even more importantly is the raft of outgoings that are really set to go out this summer, and we're going to see a real facelift, a real transition in this team, and Man United this season will be unrecognisable than before. Man United fans were praying, crossing fingers and toes and doing everything, hoping that Ten Hag would have the sort of impact on their club that we've seen Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola and even Mikel Arteta have on the Premier League top four establishment, as it were, over the last 5 years. And we're going to have a look at exactly how Ten Hag is set up this season to really show what he's doing at Manchester United with those important incomings and outgoings that I mentioned, as well as how they're probably going to be shaping up with these transfers in mind. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel, share and retweet and all that good stuff. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers before the start of the new European season, so sincerely, if you do enjoy the content, let me know by liking, subscribing, drop a comment and getting involved in the discussion down there as well. And let's just get stuck straight into it. Now, Man United in this post-Alex Ferguson era, for me, has really struggled to change its identity and really move with all the managers they've appointed. Now, Ten Hag is the one that has the most clear, the most defined philosophy, style of football of any of the other managers that have really came in my opinion. And when you look at the team here, what really restricts what this team can do is two different things: their ability to progress the ball from back to front, and their ability to remain cohesive all the way through the season, even if key players were to drop out and not be available. Now, for me, the biggest thing that's been holding this team back, like a dead weight tied around the ankles, is David De Gea. Now, servant of the club 11 or 12 years, he is now left. And it did feel kind of unceremonious, so there's no big farewell messages or anything like that, but he has been on mega money for a decade, and it feels like the last half decade he's kind of overstayed his welcome. No manager's managed to get him to leave. No one's been really interested in taking him out of Manchester United, and now that the contract has ended, he has now parted ways with the club, and it feels that the De Gea exit is one of the real pivotal ones in this transfer window. Man United have wasted no time at all at going out and bringing in Andre Onana to replace De Gea. Now, if you've seen the Champions League final, you'll know what Onana gives you. He is a real sweeper keeper. He's going to come all the way across here to get on the ball, to keep the play alive, stop it going out for a goal kick, stop it going out for throw-ins, and keep the play rolling and keep the opposition on the back foot. He's also a very capable goalkeeper in between the sticks, and he's a big presence, very commanding. So as a sweeper keeper like that, the defence gets some confidence. They can take a few more further yards up the pitch, which in turn gets the rest of the team that little bit higher, puts the opposition a little bit further back, makes them have to be a little bit more compact. And the knock-on effect of that for a Ten Hag team is massive. So much so that not only are they set to sign Andre Onana from Inter Milan, but a backup keeper just like him in Zion Suzuki. Now, this youth Japanese keeper has made a lot of headlines in Japan. A lot of people thought he was going to be one of the next big goalkeepers out of there, but he hasn't really featured this much for AFC Champions League champions Urawa Red Diamonds. And a lot of people I speak to that follow Japanese football thought that may have signalled the end of Zion. But it turns out they were probably just keeping him wrapped in cotton wool for the Man United transfer, and if he's been ID'd to come in as the understudy to Onana, it shows the importance and it shows the joined up thinking finally for Man United, from the pitch to the manager to the boardroom to the directors to the fans. This is an absolute boss move for Man United. One goalkeeper out, two in, and it really transforms this platform of a defence that they've built. The triangles that are made all across the pitch are more and more important in modern football, but none more so in these types of systems than the triangle you can build out from the defence. Now, I'm showing this right now quite high up the pitch, but as we see in modern football, the technique and the composure is often needed in the most dangerous of situations, and you need a guy that is going to nail it 99% of the time. Now, in preparation for this video, I had to double check, because whenever I listen to English football experts and whatever, they make it sound like Varane and Casemiro are going to be retiring any minute now, but at 30 and 31, these Champions League all-time greats for me are huge pillars in this team. Great experience, high level performers, and really give this team a fantastic spine. But we did see Man United really try and go for Kim Min-jae. They've been linked actually quite a few times as well to Matthias de Ligt at Bayern Munich. So I'm not too sure how nailed on Varane should be or will be in this back line. It does feel like they're after a younger, more up-and-coming model that can learn under Varane for the remaining time he's going to be at Manchester United. And one of the few players I think they could get that I think would be a great fit into this team would be Benjamin Pavard. Now, he's been playing a lot of right-back for France and for Germany over the last 4 or 5 years, but he is a centre-back and he is determined to get a move out of Munich and become a starter somewhere. Now, again, in preparation for the video, I went and had a look. Is he close to signing for someone? Who's he linked to? And today he's been linked, and I think it's just like fan blogs and all that kind of thing for Man United and for Liverpool, it would seem. I think these are people that are like me, that are just doing 2+2. Pavard wants out, isn't that expensive? Man United are looking at a right centre-back. Didn't get Kim. He's a World Cup winner. Very versatile as well and can play in this kind of system. It makes a lot of sense and I could see it happening. Now in midfield is probably where we're going to see the biggest facelift, the biggest sea change of actual dynamics and on-pitch performance, because Casemiro, like I was talking about, is an absolute rock. Bruno has been the talisman playmaker that goes all across the final third, and he has given license to go forth and create. But between Fred and Christian Eriksen and even Scott McTominay, this other midfield role has been really loose. Even Marcel Sabitzer, who came in on loan, couldn't really nail that spot down. Fred has been told he can go, and it feels like he's on his way to Saudi Arabia or Fulham. Harry Maguire, by the way, in defence, has also been told that he can go, which also doubles me down on the thoughts of somebody like Pavard coming in here. And Donny van de Beek has also been told he can leave, and there's a whole laundry list of clubs looking for his services, including rumoured Celtic, Ajax, Newcastle, a bunch of clubs across Europe. Christian Eriksen is still contracted to the club, but the transfer that Man United have made in this week that caused probably the most uproar across European English football was that of Mason Mount. Now, for me in this midfield, Mason Mount is the missing link. He is the progressive, box-to-box, line-to-line midfielder that's going to get on the ball in all sorts of positions. We're talking about the importance of triangles across the pitch, but this is a guy that can form triangles everywhere, in midfield and in attack. And again, as we've seen for Chelsea, for England, for Vitesse, for Derby, he's very capable himself of getting into the box, scoring goals and laying on teammates. So he is, for me, going to be incredible for Man United this season if he stays fit and fulfills his potential. You know, we need to see him actually deliver. And I think that should allow Christian Eriksen to support Bruno Fernandes a bit more in terms of sharing minutes and keeping that cohesion on the tactics on the pitch, because for these Ten Hag, for these managers out there that are very philosophical based, you need a consistent set of actions across the 90 minutes, the 95, the 100 minutes, depending on added time. So if you lose your guy that is the creator, if you're only forced to put on Freds and these other guys that don't quite do what they do, you lose a lot out your team. So I think that frees Eriksen now up to help Bruno. But with, I think, Casemiro and Mason Mount being very high caliber, very good quality, best 11 midfielders in this system, I don't see any understudies for them in this Man United team, and I think they will be on the hunt for up-and-coming, first-team capable, box-to-box midfielders. One guy that could definitely come into this Mason Mount job as well is Manu Kone. Now, he's been linked to a lot of teams and kind of went nowhere so far, and I think, you know, he'd give Mason Mount a good run for his money to get in that team every week. Maybe a little bit more rough around the edges. He's only been at top flight football for really last season, but I think they could really use somebody like him coming in. In terms of this destroyer centre defensive midfielder, there's so many teams that are crying out for a guy like this. It's hard to know how motivated Man United would be to go and get a top caliber guy and spend big money, or if they would go for a project. So can't really comment on this CDM position just yet. But the front three for Man United, for me, was probably the most frustrating thing. On paper, I thought this was going to be electric. Sancho, Anthony and Rashford. Now, Sancho, I don't know if you've seen the pictures of him coming back for pre-season, but he has lost his way at Man United, and he has been told he can leave the club as well this summer, and I hope he finds his way back to Germany or out of England anyway, because Premier League football, Man United, it just hasn't worked out well. And I think he was wildly talented at Dortmund. So I'd love to see him get the best opportunity to recapture the best form possible. But he's out. That, for me, is going to move Rashford to be in probably his best position, this left cutting-in striker role that he loves. And Man United are on the verge of signing their new talisman, their new spearhead attacker, Rasmus Hojlund. Now, Rashford, Martial, Weghorst, I think even Sancho got a shot up here in the number 9 role last season, but they clearly didn't have an answer, didn't have a solution to really bring this whole attacking shape together to kill off as many games as they should have. And Hojlund for me is the real complete package. He's got a bit of pace, maybe not quite as fast as Rashford, but he's a very quick forward, much quicker than Weghorst. But in presence and stature on the pitch, and for being goal-mouth dangerous, he gives you what Weghorst does. Very left-footed, but he is capable of peeling into wide areas, into spaces, to lay the ball off for other teammates as well. Very unselfish. And the Atalanta team that he just came from, I don't know if you ever watch Atalanta, but they play like a front three that's not too different from this, and they just get sent into defence to cause chaos and score goals for one another. Generally, they've got really wide players that will come on and support, and they will get a bit of midfield support to keep the pressure up in attack here. They normally play three at the back, which in open play, Man United, this is probably how they will shape out. And I think Rasmus Hojlund being this fox in the box, this final component in here, like, look at this. Have you ever seen a Man United attacking formation like this over the last, let's say, 4 seasons that looks genuinely fearful and dangerous and professionally elite? I don't think so. My main worry for behind this team, similar to midfield, is the depth. Everyone's favourite Brazilian party boy this summer, Garnacho, has been told he's going to get a prominent role on Man United's left side this season as well. So I'll expect significant minutes from him. Anthony, of course, has been great when fit and available, but cover is needed for him. Maybe that could be Martial, maybe that could be somebody like Palestre. I believe he's going to get a loan. Maybe somebody like Elanga. But I do feel that this is a spot that Man United will want some extra cover into as well to give them that real, two to a position part of the team. Now, Hojlund gives them a starting striker, no two ways about it. But again, if he's not fit and available, they lose something that they've just had a great addition into their attacking setup for. So I could see him getting similar to the Onana Suzuki treatment. I could see Man United getting an up-and-coming talent that could use a bit more development and nurture in behind somebody like Hojlund. So I think having a striker like Hojlund coming in, who's already been kind of baptised in the fires of attacking football at Atalanta already, you're bringing a striker in that's just used to attacking, used to scoring goals, and used to link-up play, which is fantastic. But when it comes to these other positions, you feel that they would need a wee bit more proven quality to come in. Noureddine Amrabat has been linked to the club. I think he's going to be joining Atletico Madrid from the looks of things. And I'm sure they're going to get linked to guys like Levi Colwill until they're blue in the face for the centre-back position as well. It'll be really interesting to see the final pieces of this Ten Hag puzzle really fall into place. I think we've got what resembles a best 11 for Man United that feels like a Ten Hag team now. And I really do feel that they'll be really competitive in the Champions League and in the league. But to compete on 4 fronts, I think will be far too much for this team at the moment. I think Ten Hag is going to prioritise winning something, getting a medal. And between the 3 competitions they'll be in this season, I think they'll just prioritise what one they seem to go furthest in. But with them finishing third last season, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Man United to maintain top 4 status. And I firmly believe they've got top 4 status in them for what's right here, the now. The question, the task, the mission is going to be managing all the games and reinforcing this squad with the last couple of pieces to make sure that they can do it. I look forward to reading your comments to find out what you guys think about the Man United team and how well they could do this season. On screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and retweet if you did laugh, learn, or like something or whatever, I don't know. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.